I've never gotten told I actually get to So how do
okay, so you field your normal stuff as per normal, and then your demonic assault rules. So half of your demons that are in half of your demons are going to deep strike you.
Okay.
Regardless of anything else that you.
Are we saying that Chaos Space Marine icons are okay for deep striking?
Yeah, we were just talking about.
I read a rule.
We did that last year. You've got it. I've got it. When we say it's cool.
It's fine. Yeah.
All right, it's cool.
Yeah, but not each other's.
But like,
just your own.
Yeah, just your own.
Like
we're a Tripticon.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a Tripticon on eBay that would cost me an arm and a leg.
No, that's actually about the right. That's actually about the right posture.
I'm gonna rip the head off. I'm gonna put like some kind of skull on there. But the thing is, like, I need to find a Tripticon that's not gonna run me $50 because I'm not paying.
All right, are we ready to do our 5 minutes here? When the
talk about
yeah, okay.
Oh, y'all need us to go?
Yeah,
Yeah.
get out. I mean, yeah, if you don't.
Well, no,
So-
even if you do mind.
All right, so okay.
What's in that Land Raider? Huh?
Troops.
Berserkers? Okay, thank you.
No,
And
the Terminators are in there.
the corn terminators?
Yeah.
Okay. The corny ones?
and according to the rule book, if it's not tournament play, you don't even have to reveal that. You just have to trust your opponent.
And what is that prince over there?
What is what?
That one?
The two with wings are lash princes.
Lash. I got lash warp time.
What? Does Bridget have a ranged weapon?
Yeah, she has 2 bio cannons. They're like 48 inches, strength 10, AP 3, I think.
Shift.
I think they're assault 8. No, 12-inch move, 6-inch charge. Alright guys, it's Caleb with White Metal Games. So, this is not the usual studio, as you can probably guess. We are actually doing an Apocalypse game. We do an annual Apocalypse game. This is our game. We've got 20,000 points aside, some of that's represented on the board. So we're just going to do a quick once-over of the battlefield, and we're just going to meet the players and briefly go over everything. So on Team A, it's going to be me, who you guys are well known with. And this is my friend Heath in from Richmond. He's a Chaos player. He plays Black Legion. So most of what you see arranged on this side of the board is a mixture of Black Legion troops and Tyranid troops. As the game progresses, we'll go into a little more detail, but just to give you sort of a once-over and flyby, Heath and I have been playing for a long time, so a lot of our models are 2nd edition, they're kit bashed. Some of these models you probably recognize from a lot of my eBay listings. So for example, the Turvagons, that sort of thing, you can probably recognize. A lot of these older models that you see are old Chaos models, old Tyranid models, that sort of thing. That is a Forge World model over there. On the other side of the field, we've got Win Van Dunn, who lives here in Raleigh. We've got Jeremy in from Richmond as well. I'm part of SPR, part of the FTW crowd from Richmond, Virginia, so they're both in from out of town. They're both playing a mixture of demons and Chaos Marines. Jeremy's army is mostly Slaanesh, sprinkled in with some other legions. And Win's army is mostly Nurgles and Tzeentch, sprinkled in with a few other demon bands. Their army looks a little light on the field right now, but because they're heavy demon players, there's going to be a lot of guys coming in the later turns. Depending on what assets they choose, it could come in as early as this turn. Models to look out for, this is a Subjugator Titan that we built specifically for Apocalypse games. Scale's probably a little off, but it's a friendly game, so we're going to have some fun with it. This is a Fulgrim model you may have seen in the past. Again, scale's a little off, but, you know, we're going to have some fun with it. This is Win's rendition of a Nurgle Plague Tower. He does it kind of more as a giant battle barge. And Jeremy he is filling a Cult of Destruction, or the Orgy Destruction, or whatever you call it. So it's nine what do you call them, Obliterators? In reserve, both sides have a Hell Talon, which is a Chaos Bomber. I built one for both Jeremy and Heath, so they're both bringing those in. So we're going to have flyers on the table. Lots of stuff in reserve. This is just a sprinkling of Win's demon army. So you can see a mixture of all the different cults of demons, demon princes, that sort of thing. Jeremy's got plenty in reserve too. There's at least 4 bloodthirsters sprinkled in somewhere. And then Heath has his entire legion still over here in reserve. We're also filling an old school Warhound Titan. This is from the Forge World range.
Armorcast.
Armorcast range, excuse me. who GW no longer does stuff with, but who still has really nice models out there on eBay. It's a little dark right now, but you'll be able to see a lot more of this tomorrow. Plenty of demons over here, 3 soul grinders in reserve, tons of Trigons and Molochs, and lots of other stuff. So we just got deployed. We're about to start turn 1. In Apocalypse games, there's no roll for first turn. Whoever bid lower goes first. So we're about to get this thing going. Okay, so let's get it started. All right, guys.
5. You gonna chat?
That's fine. It's okay. I don't care.
First strategy.
You guys can talk. So we forgot to say this at the end of the last turn, but anyway, Win and Jeremy's team is just a little short on points by about 1,000. So they're taking an extra 4 stratagems. So Win has their team has a total of 6 stratagems to our 2. It's now the bottom of turn 1. The Tyranid Chaos line basically moved up quite a bit. We pumped out a little over 100 Termagants, about 120, but 6 of the Termagants pooped out. So 6 of them will not be creating new ones. We're actually playing kill points this year. We're not playing objectives. So that will be interesting because, as the other teams pointed out, Termagant units are an easy kill point. So they might rack up some quick points. The Hierophant right here, Bridget, opened fire on Jeremy's Subjugator and did remove the Subjugator. So he didn't really get to use that. Wah, wah, wah. Which is a shame because it was the first game. But that seems to be the rule for first games.
It's a shame because you never got to use
It's a shame because he never got to even shoot.
Put it back in your closet.
It'll be back on my shelf. Most of the other stuff just moved up. So we really only scored 1 kill point. Very little of my stuff is shooting oriented. And Heath has a lot of demons, so a lot of stuff will be coming in later. Now Win has began his turn 1 with Jeremy. They revealed their first strategic asset, which is careful planning, which allows them to move all of their troops or all of their units up. Strategic redeployment. It allows them to move all their units anywhere, I think, within 12 inches of us. And
I can't move within 12 inches, but I have unlimited movement.
Right. And then after that, I think you can shoot, but you can't assault, right?
Can't shoot or assault.
Okay, so basically he can redeploy his army. So just to start with, he's deployed his Nurgle Tower. He's moving it around in a move that he normally would not be able to perform, so that's helpful. And now I'm in Win's way. So we'll get you...
Back down this way. I'm going to see if I can...
So we'll catch you again on the bottom of turn 2. Okay, so we're at the bottom of turn 1. Okay, so Mass Carnage. We figured with a table this size we would get into it very, very quickly. Fulgrim and Karn assaulted over here in this squads and just wiped out Termagants left and right. I would say about 5 broods of Termagants were eliminated through hand-to-hand assaults and shooting. The big thing up here was that 2 Demon Princes and some Possessed attacked the squad of Screamer Killers, which was 7 Carnifexes strong. It's now down to 3, so they eliminated 4 of those. Bridget, the Hierophant, got plugged by fire. She took 6 wounds. She does have Regenerate, but we've learned from experience that you don't get back quite as much as you hope you will. Pushing on down the line, Win brought in, as we expected, just tons and tons of demons. They filled this edge of the field. So he's got quite a massive wave down over here. Heath brought in some of his own demons as well, so they began to push in the back quarters, and you can start to see some over there as well. The incursion starts to spill over. Not a lot going on down here, mostly just the Tyranids pushing forward because this is really the flanks of the field, not really a whole lot going on. And Win brought in some demons here in our back court, so those will be pushing into that area. Since they move pretty quickly, they'll be able to close the distance pretty fast. So most of the fighting went on over in this section, pretty much over here. We are playing kill points, so currently the score looks to be 8 kill points to 1. And we will pick up tomorrow morning, give or take around 9 a.m., and we'll see where the game goes.